Before we get into any grand strategy, any master plan, or some life-changing system, there's actually one simple, really profound instruction. It's the foundation for literally everything that matters.
Just breathe. That's it. This one word, this single action, is the key. It's the starting point for understanding, for powerful action, and for, well, finding your way back to yourself. And this quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, man, it just gets right to the heart of it all. We spend so much of our lives searching for a sense of home, but what he's telling us is that we're already carrying it. Your body, that's your first, truest home. And the breath, that's the key that lets you walk right through the front door.
I mean, think about it. We look for that feeling of being home in our jobs, in our relationships, in buying a house. We search everywhere outside of ourselves, all while completely neglecting the one home we inhabit every single second of our lives.
So, what's the core challenge here? It's that we are so often absent. We're just not there. Our minds are scattered all over the place, worrying about tomorrow, replaying yesterday, getting distracted by a notification. We're everywhere except right here, right now. This simple sketch is actually a perfect visual for this journey. On one side, you have the ignorant bird, which represents that scattered state of being. And on the other, you have the enlightened bird, who has arrived. But how do you actually make that trip?
And check out this contrast. Look at all the words we have for ignorance. They all describe a state of absence, of not being there. But for presence, it's so much simpler. You've arrived. You're home. And that tells you something really important. Ignorance isn't about a lack of intelligence. It's a lack of presence.
So here's the crucial point. Wisdom doesn't begin with cramming more facts into your brain. It begins by simply arriving where you already are. You can't learn, you can't grow, you can't transform if you're not even home to receive the lesson.
But let's be clear. Arriving home isn't some passive, lazy state. In fact, it's the absolute foundation for powerful, effective, and even world-changing action. We hear advice like this all the time, right? But how is real understanding even possible? You can't truly grasp a situation if you're tense and holding your breath, ready to fight or run. Presence, that state you find through your breath, is what creates the space for genuine understanding.
And that kind of understanding, it leads to incredible courage. I mean, think about Rosa Parks. Her historic, world-changing decision didn't come from a place of panic or reaction. It came from a place of deep, arrived understanding. She was present. She was home in her body and in her truth. And from that place, she knew what had to be done.
We see the same exact principle with Muhammad Ali. He says to suffer now to become a champion. But there's a huge difference between just suffering and drowning in it. A champion suffers consciously. They stay present, they stay home in their body through the pain, breathing through it instead of trying to escape it. That's the real edge.
And when we face big problems, what's our first instinct? According to Seth Godin, it's often to panic and hold our breath. Notice that? The actual physiology of panic involves abandoning our home, our body. You can't solve complex problems when you've evacuated the premises.
So, this all leads us to this idea of harmony. For most of us, our minds and our bodies live in totally separate worlds. The mind is off wandering somewhere in the abstract, while the body is just going through the motions. The practice of breathing is what finally reunites them.
So what is harmony, really? Let's make it super simple. It's just two things residing in the same home. When we use our breath to invite that wandering mind back into the body, they finally achieve harmony. And when they're in harmony, guess what? The mind just works better. It's clearer, it's sharper, it's calmer.
This kind of stillness isn't about escaping your body or having some out-of-body experience. It's the exact opposite. It's the profound peace that settles in when the mind finally stops its frantic running around and just comes home to the body.
But, and this is really important, coming home isn't a one-time thing. You don't just arrive and then stay there forever. It is a lifelong practice. It's a continuous, gentle return.
The process is actually pretty simple. It looks like this. Step 1, you use your breath to arrive. Step 2, inevitably your mind will wander off. That's not a failure. That's just what minds do. The real practice, the magic, is in step 3. Gently, without any judgment, you just arrive again, and again, and again. In a way, you could say that life itself is a powerful therapist, and its very first tool is the breath. Every single breath you take teaches you this pattern, to let go on the exhale and to receive on the inhale, to leave and to return.
And think about all this self-improvement advice out there, right? Sit in the front row, fix your posture, speak up. These are all great physical practices, but they only really work if you're actually home to perform them. A body just moving through space without an inhabitant, that's just going through the motions. You have to come home first.
So, what's the core instruction? What can you take with you? It all comes down to this simple, powerful mantra. Breathing in, you arrive. Breathing out, you settle into the home you've just found again.
Everything else follows from this. Every plan, every goal, every piece of wisdom you want to gain. It all starts the moment you come home. So the only real question left is, where will you begin?